having a couple of female clients really crash out over guys this week, and I want to explain why that is. They're crashing out because their own awareness is showing them that they are testing and self-sabotaging their own relationships with their partners, and they don't know why they're doing it. And I had this conversation 3 times, but I had to explain to them that every single woman in every single relationship or situationship, doesn't matter the age, is biologically wired to test their mate, to test their partner. That's for emotional strength, that's for emotional resilience, emotional intelligence, awareness, physical safety, mental, emotional, spiritual, academic, financial safety as well. Women will never stop testing their partners and potential partners. Guys, it's never gonna stop. There's a great book on this called What Women Want When They Test Men. And women, you guys don't even know that you're doing this, but you test them in ways that feels like you don't really know what you're doing, but you kind of do. And it's all because you guys need certain assurances in order to feel safe physically, mentally, and emotionally. You're not really sabotaging it unless you're operating from a point of trauma. And I had this conversation with a female client tonight. Because she's recognized her own trauma and she's understanding that that leads more to self-sabotaging behaviors such as withdrawing or pushing the person away or bursting into tears or wanting to run away, she's now able to sit with her emotions and therefore communicate effectively with her partner, because she recognizes the difference between her wanting to test for certain emotional, mental, physical safety and her trauma speaking louder than her emotions. It's a great separation when a person can do that, because that is really the hallmark of a great relationship, is if you can recognize when your trauma is speaking and then you can recognize when your emotions are speaking, but still choose a logical response, a logical action, a logical decision. A lot of people can't do this, and a lot of people are, in fact, running subconsciously from their trauma. They operate from a trauma standpoint. They've been broken, they've been hurt, they've been cheated on, and they operate subconsciously from that pattern. Then it's going to happen again, because if they succeeded in the next relationship, guess what? You wouldn't know who the fuck you are. If you got everything that you wanted, all of a sudden you wouldn't have any problems. And if you didn't have any problems, you wouldn't be able to define yourself anymore, right? So this is the problem, that most people just operate from the trauma, which is why they run away, they ghost, they shut down, they break up with you, they cheat on, they find another option, they move on quick, they distract, all of those things. But guess what? None of that really helps, because you can only run for so long. The hallmark of a great relationship is understanding that the admission that you pay to enter into a relationship with someone is the price of getting hurt. You hand them a knife, they hand you a knife, you guys still sleep next to each other, knowing that 24/7, 365 days a year, they can just take that knife out, stab you in the back, or stab you right in the heart. That's the price you pay. That's what relationships are. Doesn't mean you're gonna do it, doesn't mean you have to do it, still happens, but doesn't mean you need to operate from that trauma standpoint anymore. Hopefully this helps you in the next one.